Welcome to today's guided practice session. My name's Adam Manis. Today we are finishing our series on ear training. I might do one or two more things, but this is definitely finishing our series on ear training with standards. And so that's what we're covering today. We're going to cover some ear training with standards. What we've been doing here is using some standards, right? Things that you might, tunes that you might learn from the real book, and using them to reference certain pitches, using really famous melodies and melodies that we might be learning as jazz pianists and jazz musicians anyway, to help us with our ears. So this is the part 3. So far we've done up to the minor 6, right? Starting at the minor 2nd, ascending and descending. We've gone up to the minor 6. So today we will do the major 6th, the minor 7th, the major 7th, and the octave, both ascending and descending melodies. Now, as you know, if you want to go on a deeper dive at Open Studio, we're always happy to hook you up. This is from my course, 5-Minute Ear Training. And today we're offering a little discount on that. Andrew's going to put that in the description and the chat here for those of you who are live. And you can always go to openstudiojazz.com if you want to check out any of our courses. The 5-Minute Ear Training course will be there waiting for you when you're ready for it, if you want to go on a deeper dive. So let's start with our major 6th ascending. We're going to go through like I said, the major 6th, the 7ths, and the octave, and then we're going to do just a general ear training exercise at the end with all of the pitches available to us, all of the intervals available to us. But for now, let's get these last references of tunes. And by the way, these are tunes that I picked because you might be learning them if you're learning, the songbook. But the most important thing with this is that you pick tunes that you know really, really well. So that if it is Take the A Train, you think, oh, that's that Take the A Train interval, right? That it just comes to you like that. That's kind of the step one. Eventually, y'all are just going to know them as you know them. You won't even have to think about a reference tune. But these reference tunes are really, really handy, especially in the beginning. So let's start with our major 6th ascending. So here we have the one and only Duke Ellington, and this is his iconic tune, jam session standard, Take the A Train. The first 2 notes of this tune are a major 6th ascending. Let's check it out. So that, right, those first 2 notes of that melody, that is a major 6th, the G to the E. Let's check it out again. Check out that bass spin at the beginning. Look at that. So again, if you ever hear this melody and you're like, what is that? I hear a G. What is that on top of it? You can think of, see if you can recognize Take the A Train. Or if someone says play a major 6th above a G, you can think of this tune, and that will be your reference. Try it one more time. Just listen for that major 6th. Here we go. That's swinging. That's so swinging. Okay, let's check out our major 6th descending. You might be asking, why do I even have 2 different ascending and descending references? They are very different. For whatever reason, we hear them very differently depending on where we start and where we end. So I like to have 2 different references, and I think it's important. So let's check out our major 6th descending reference. This is the tune Softly as in a Morning Sunrise. Again, another jam session standard. This is the great Michael Brecker. Now, the major 6th descending here is not the very first pitch. In fact, it is the 2nd phrase. So I have it notated here. Check it out. This is the 2nd phrase from Softly as in a Morning Sunrise. Right there. So it starts with a perfect 4th descending. But that 2nd phrase, that is your major 6. Really easy to hear in Softly because the top note is the root of the tune. And we're in C minor here. So just going from C to that E flat, that's a great, I think that's a great reference for a major 6. It's super, super clear. so easy to hear and such a well-known tune. Let's hear that one more time, eh? So great. That's Michael Brecker playing Softly as in a Morning Sunrise. Let's review a little bit. So our major sixth ascending is Take the A Train. That's a great reference. Some people in the chat are pointing out it could also be The Days of Wine and Roses. Another great reference. Whatever is going to help you remember it. That's the key. I love for the descending major sixth, there are a few things you could do, but to me, Softly is such an easy one. That second phrase, that C to E flat, to me, that's so easy to hear and just makes it easy to get that major sixth descending. Okay, let's move on to our minor seventh ascending. I don't know if y'all are ready for this, but we're gonna just go into it. This is Herbie Hancock's Chameleon. This is a minor seventh ascending. This is a bass line, right? This is a bass line. So this is going to be in bass clef, the notation, and it's a minor seventh ascending. I have to say, it was so hard to trim this clip. I could have just put this up for about an hour and listened to them play this groove. Let's hear that again. This is the minor seventh descending. It's one of the most famous bass lines in the history of the music. It's Chameleon, Herbie Hancock. Check it out. Again, that's bass clef here. So he's down here on B flat. You can hear. It's really easy to hear when you think about it in the context of Chameleon because it's leading up to that octave, which is one of the easiest to hear. Right? It's different than the major seven. But knowing this bass line, and also, you know, if you just want a good life, just listen to Chameleon over and over again. That's as good as it gets. What about a minor seven descending? Well, we can again return to the one and only Herbie Hancock. This is Watermelon Man. This is obviously from a more modern concert. I think this is from 2017. Look at that Fazioli there. But that melody, right? So this is also easy to hear because you have that descending minor seventh, and it's really outlining the seventh chord, right? So really, really easy to hear. Let's hear it again. Pretty great. And again, another very, very common melody. And just do yourself a favor and listen to that over and over and over again. Okay, let's move on to the major seven. The major seven is a bit tricky to hear sometimes. A lot of people, I've been hosting a lot of ear training classes on openstudiojazz.com. A lot of people confuse the major seven with like the tritone and some other intervals. I think because it's so dissonant. There's a really beautiful song, though, that uses a major seven, and let's listen to that now. You might have heard of it.
I waited till I saw the sun. I don't
That's Don't Know Why, of course, sung by the amazing Norah Jones. What a voice. That's a song by the great Jesse Harris, too, incredible songwriter. And it starts with that major seven, right? The key of B flat here starts on the root and then goes up to the major seven. So it's a really, of course, well-known song, one of the most famous songs from that 2000 decade, and easy major seven to hear. Let's try it again.
I waited till I saw the sun. I don't know why I didn't come.
One more time. Listen to Nora lean on that major seven. This sounds so beautiful.
I waited till I saw the sun. I don't know why I didn't come.
There it is. That's the incomparable Norah Jones with Don't Know Why. Incredibly famous melody written by great songwriter Jesse Harris. And, I think that counts as almost a jazz standard. Brian Blade plays on it. That counts as something, Major seventh descending. This, we're going to even go deeper into the Great American Songbook because we can go to a Cole Porter tune, I Love You, another jam session standard. How about the great Peter Bernstein joining us just this week on our listening session on Tuesday? This is him playing I Love You. That major seventh descending starts off the tune. That's a bold opening melody. That, as a singer, my singer's in here. That's not easy. That's a big leap going down and a big leap to hear. Let's hear that one more time. Again, I just think this is just the perfect tune to have a reference for a major seven on, isn't it? I Love You. It's just such a beautiful Cole Porter tune. And this melody, this major seventh descending, is the very first statement of the tune. I think it's beautiful. Okay. Let's talk about the octave. I had a bunch of options queued up. I was trying to avoid Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And then I decided there's no avoiding it. First of all, Harold Arlen is just, a 20th century treasure of melody. And it is a beautiful, beautiful tune. Is it overplayed? Of course. It's terribly overplayed and oversung, and it's been done a million times badly. But when you have Keith Jarrett playing it, well, everything takes on a bit of new life. Let's check out Keith Jarrett sometime in the 90s playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's like we've all heard that melody a billion times, and just the way he plays is just so, it just makes you proud to be a human being, doesn't it? It just makes you just proud to be part of the species. It's just insane how good it is. And it's so simple what he's doing. He's not doing anything. Sorry, we're getting off of the reference now, but let's just nerd out a little bit on Keith Jarrett's touch and how playing a melody, even a simple melody, but playing it in a way that means so much can really bring it out in a way that you might not have heard before. Let's hear that again. All right, one more time. His touch is, as is being said here in the live chat, his touch is otherworldly. It truly is. And so if you think of an octave ascending, think of this. I'm That's so beautiful the way I don't even want to play it just because the way you sound so good. I don't want to spoil your ears for it. Just so touching. All right. So there's our octave ascending. Our octave descending, we're going to go to another fantastic pianist, the great Hank Jones. Here he is doing a little bit of a tribute to the great Art Tatum and Willow Weep for Me. Again, just so easy to hear because it's the very first melody statement of the tune. Let's check it out. Let's hear it again. That's another really fantastic touch. That is a special, special touch. Let's hear it one more time. There it is. There's your octave descending. And that does it for our references all the way up the octave. We've done minor seconds, major thirds, major thirds, perfect fourths, tritones, perfect fifths, minor sixths, major sevenths, and the octave all ascending and descending. We have all of these references. We should be just good to go, and that's it for ear training for the rest of our lives. No, that's not how it works. So when you decide to go and check out the course, the 5-minute ear training, one thing you might notice is that there is no instruction in this course. We literally just turn our timer over, our 5-minute egg timer, and just start with pitches. And I ask you to name pitches. That's because there's no getting around the experience of just over and over trying to hear the pitches, identifying them, and then correcting your mistakes. That's the only way to do it. It's like you can't think your way to being a really great player. You have to actually play and practice. It's the same thing with the ear training. You have to get in the habit of using your ears to identify pitches, identify things like triads, seventh chords, bass lines, cadences, chord progressions, and then ultimately tunes, melodies, songs, the entire thing. But you have to start with just, what is this? That's where the whole thing starts. What is that interval? And then from there, you get to build that up. And then from there, you get to build that up to all of these things, right? So, but it starts with that. What is that? And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to finish our practice today by doing a little bit of ear training. I'm going to play pitches for you, just 2 pitches. I'm going to mix up ascending and descending pitches, and I want you to name the interval and if it's ascending or descending. So we're just using our ears. If you're near your instrument, I highly encourage you to sit on your hands or go in another room and don't even be tempted to reference a pitch on your instrument. If you do that, you're not getting anything out of this. You're just picking things off of the instrument. It's not helpful. What we need to do is to not be with our instrument and then listen for the pitches and correct ourselves when we're wrong. All right? Let's give it a go. We have all the pitches available to us now. Our previous 2 sessions, we kind of were handcuffed with certain pitches, but now we can literally do anything. So let's try to hear it. Here we go. What is this interval? That's a major 7th. How about this? That's a major 6th. Use your references. What is this? That's the octave descending. How about this? That's a minor 2nd descending. What about this? That's the tritone ascending. Again, if you can remember your references. For that was Think of One, the monk tune, right? And you can always go back through our previous episodes and of the ear training with standards to get your references. What's this interval? That's the minor 6 descending. How about this? That's the major 7th descending. Remember, I love you? It's tough. It's a tough one. What is this? It's a perfect 5th ascending. How about this? It's a major 3rd descending. What is this? It's a perfect 4th descending. How about this? It's a minor 7th descending. Remember, Watermelon Man. What is this? That's the minor 7th ascending. Remember, Chameleon. Right? Again, using these references. Let's do 3 more. What is this? That's our tritone descending. Remember, our reference for that was Blue 7. What about, so 2 more. What about this? That's the minor 2nd, or sorry, excuse me, the major 2nd ascending. All right, 1 more. Ready? That's the major 6. That's A train. Yeah. All right. Thanks very much for joining me today. These are really fun, aren't they? Again, if you want to take a deeper dive, check out the link in the chat for 5-minute ear training or the description. And yeah, you can always go to openstudiojazz.com to check out all of our courses. And let me know what you want to be practicing on these YouTube sessions. Leave it in the comments here. Let me know if there's a concept or tune or solo that you want to hit. I'm always down to take some suggestions. So thanks very much for your work today. Until next time, happy practicing. Peace, everybody. Stay safe.